Hey folks, so a few weeks ago I painted this bathtub mimic on the channel and there was quite a bit of interest in the miniature. So much so, I decided to make him some friends. We are now looking at 8 miniatures in total, a trickery of mimics. Yes, that's the official name for a group of mimics, and we are going to speed paint them all, one by one. We've got a chair, an anvil and a book, a bell and a cauldron, a table and a bookshelf, and of course, our already painted bathtub. Let's start with this awesome table mimic. It's a little hard to tell, but the mimic's mouth is coming out of the top of the table, bending upwards and bringing 2 legs over top of its head with sharpened ends. The model is designed by Cast and Play on Patreon. Thank you for visiting Chill Mini Painting. Let's chill and paint. Starting this week, I'm going to be dropping 2 videos each week of the same miniature. The first video on Mondays will be the typical chill mini painting video with commentary and tips that you have become accustomed to. And the second will be an extended cut showing as much of the painting as possible. It will be much longer with no commentary, and the intention is to give you chill mini painting videos that you can put on to work or study or sleep, or just watch more long form video of how the minis come together without having to listen to my voice. Keep an eye on the channel because that will be dropping later this week, and each part of the Mimic collection will include its own extended cut. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to keep up. This Mimic is getting some Satchel Brown on its body, not thinned down at all because I really want to see how the white base coat performs. At times it goes on a little splotchy, especially on the back because it's such a large, smooth surface. But even though it doesn't look great at first, the wash at the end helps blend it all together. Alright, let's let the paint do some talking now. The tongue of the minis are the most dynamic feature, and I want to give them all a signature bright color, so it's the first thing you notice when you look at the model. For this table, I'm using Moonlake Coral, a deep purple. This paint is the first speed paint I have ever seen crack on a model when it dried, something that I have seen other folks on YouTube complain about before. I could see how it would be really frustrating, but between the second coat, the wash, and the gloss finish I used, you can't tell it all in the final product. I'm using Slaughter Red for the gums in the mouth, my go-to red in the 50 speed paint set, because I know it's a great, bright, saturated red. The teeth and the hands are getting Pallid Bone, and if you've watched the channel before, you probably know that this is my favorite color in the entire set. This color looks so amazing on the model regardless of the base coat, and it's just stress-free. Just go ahead and slosh it on, watch it creep into the crevices and create beautiful shadows. If it gets where it doesn't belong, you'll be able to easily paint over it with another color. The drool is getting Nuclear Sunrise. I love using complementary colors with colorful monsters like this. For the first model, I used green and red, and for this one, purple and orange. I'll probably do this at least a couple more times before the collection is over. The nail heads and the drawer hardware is getting some Broadsword Silver. Just a little hint of some metallics on this model that I would like to pick out. I'm using some Tidal Wave blue on the eyes. I tried to leave the middle of the eye white, but I overbrushed a little bit and ended up filling it in with some demonic yellow acrylic paint later. The base is just simple Ashen Stone, and it doesn't look great going on, but it looks great with the wash on top. Now that we have some speed paint on, we need to add some contrast with some washes. Considering that a white base with speed paint over top is the suggested way of using these paints, I have been a little underwhelmed with the effect at this point in the paint. I was hoping to see a little bit more contrast with just Speedpaint, but I think it looks a little flat. The shadows just aren't dark enough, but not to worry, that's what washes are for. The eyes and the mouth are getting a flesh wash, while the rest of the table is getting a dark wash. Finally, the finishing touch is the glossy finish on the inside of the mouth to make it look wet and sloppy. I've been using this finish on pretty much everything on the channel for the last month, and the feedback has been mixed. And that's fair. I can see why the glossy finish would be a little much for a lot of folks. But this finish especially comes to life on a model like this, where I want a very distinct finish on the mouth compared to the matte finish everywhere else. All right, let's take a look at the final result. So far, I'm still digging the bathtub mimic a little bit more. I think the red and green tongue works a little better than the purple and the orange, but the mouth with the glossy finish still has so much character. And that's going to be the consistent theme across all of these miniatures. Let me know what you think in the comments. I can't wait to paint another one, and I hope you can't wait to see it. So as we add this second miniature to the trickery, I just want to say, as always, thanks for watching. If you're interested, stick around and catch the first extended edition later this week, where you will get to see a lot more of the painting and hear a lot less from me. But don't worry, these videos won't be going anywhere either. I hope you stick around and enjoy the rest of the collection. See you next time.